He's Chase Sr. I'm Harrison Graham. Let's get you guys caught up on the latest surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers. Last time this team was at it, a tough loss to the Dallas Mavericks. We'll see if they can get things turned around. But we're going to talk about Anthony Davis, Chase. The trade buzz has been kind of circulating. Obviously, nothing can happen until the offseason. But, man, the offseason might come a little early this year for L.A. We'll see how the next month and a half plays out. But what's going on with AD? Could he get dealt this offseason?
Yeah, so an anonymous NBA executive had said, look, the Boston Celtics showed interest in Anthony Davis before, and the Lakers should try to renegotiate and pick back up those trade talks. And here's the trade proposal that he put together. Again, an anonymous NBA executive. The Celtics would receive Anthony Davis and Talen Horton Tucker. The Lakers would receive Jaylen Brown, one of the best two-way players in the NBA, who is still ripe in his mid-20s, Marcus Smart, as well as Aaron Nesmith. Now, if you're Los Angeles and you want to move on from the injury-prone and off-injured Anthony Davis, getting back Jaylen Brown would be excellent value for Los Angeles. I'm so high on Brown and the development that we've seen ever since he came into the league, being drafted after Ben Simmons. I just don't think the Boston Celtics would want to bring back Anthony Davis in a trade by sending away Jaylen Brown, because I think Brown is the better player and he's more often available.
I'd do that trade in a heartbeat if I'm the freaking Lakers. You kidding me? With how the last 2 years have played out?
If I'm the Lakers, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
If I'm Boston, I'm like, no. But if I'm the Lakers, I'm like, hell yes. Yeah. If I can get Jaylen Brown, who's about 5 years younger, doesn't get injured. And look, if both are fully healthy, I still think AD's better than Jaylen Brown. But AD can't stay healthy, and he hasn't been the player he was in the bubble 2 years ago.
Yeah.
After that season, I was like, is he finally ready to be the lead dog on a championship team? That has not played out due to injuries. I don't think even when he has played, Chase, he's been right since then. He just has been dealing with a lot, and he can't stay healthy. Here's what that executive said on trading AD. Quote, "It was no secret Danny wanted him in 2019. How that be Danny Ainge, of course. He would have given up Tatum in a heartbeat for AD. Things have changed. They wanted to offer Brown, but it would have come down to Tatum, and he would have done it in the end, I think. Now, the Lakers would want Tatum back, but there's no way the Celtics do that. But put an AD deal with Horton Tucker for Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Aaron Nesmith, the Lakers would have to consider that. I'd take it. I would take it too. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
The back half of that is funny. The Lakers would have to consider that. Yes, of course they'd have to consider that, and they should take it. If you're the Celtics, though, you don't accept it.
I don't
think so. You don't
so.
take it. You don't even think about it. So if I'm the Boston Celtics, I look at AD and I'm like, look, he's a unicorn, man. When he's right, top 5 player in the NBA. But Harrison, the last 2 years, because his game has slipped a little bit, look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie in this instance.
Yeah, they're down.
And the fact that he's been injured, I think he's out of the top 5 equation. I think he's not a top 10 player
not
because
currently.
of the rise of players like Ja Morant. He might not even be top 15 right now.
We had debates a couple of years ago about this, and me and our boss, got into a little heated argument because I thought he was ridiculous when he said he wasn't top 10. And at the time, I was right. I'll take that to the grave.
Yeah.
But currently, he's not top 10. Like, he is not a top 10 player in the NBA. I will say that very confidently. And he's not even better than Jaylen Brown right now. You know what I mean? Like, so why would Boston do this? They're only going to split up Brown and Tatum if they just get, you'd have to be getting an MVP type of player to do that. And Davis isn't that currently. So the Lakers are in a weird spot because, they're a fringe 8 seed right now. LeBron's getting older. You brought back Horton Tucker. That hasn't worked out that well. Davis can't stay healthy. The Russ thing was just an absolute disaster, Chase. There's rumors about, the two parties trying to work him out on a trade this offseason. But how are you going to move him? That's going to be difficult. I mean, this is kind of the cycle of LeBron. You're going to get a title when you bring him into your franchise. But by like year 3 or 4, it's kind of a headache at that point because things tend to pop up, and what's popping up right now is Russell Westbrook, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, and Anthony Davis can't stay healthy.
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
It's a tricky one for Laker Nation, but hey, worst case scenario, you did get that title a couple of years ago, so it was all worth it. Who would you rather have? Type AD for Anthony Davis, type JB for Jaylen Brown. Again, if Davis was fully healthy, I'd take him, but right now, Chase, I think I'm taking Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I'm going JB, and I also think that having a wing nowadays is really, really valuable for any team out there. I think that's how you win championships. Kobe, LeBron, the recent NBA winners, Kawhi Leonard, like you win with wings.
There's two bigs right now that I would take over just about any player in the league, and that's Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I'm with you. Just give me good wing play because that's where the NBA has been going for the past 5 or 10 years. You can now watch the Lakers Report on Rumble in addition to what you guys see here normally. More Lakers news and rumors coverage over there. By the way, a lot of our channels are over there now, and Laker fans, you don't want to be dead last in followers on Rumble. Trust me, Mitchell Renz of the Raiders Report, he's already been talking a lot of smack because he's already got a bunch of followers. Help us catch up, rumble.com/LakersTV. And of course, Chase, Rumble, similar to YouTube, a lot of cool content creators on there, but they emphasize censor-free. Hey, edgier content, whatever you're into, politics, news, some other sports content as well. You can also go find that at Rumble. And Chase, like you always say, we're not one-way stiffs here at Chat Sports. We're versatile. We're publishing content onto different platforms now. Go check us out on Rumble.
Yeah, Rumble's a fantastic platform, and it's one that I've been using for a little while because you don't have to worry about some of the oversight that you see on some other platforms out there. They appreciate and admire just free-flowing, open-minded conversations, and that's what we're going to continue to do on the Lakers Report.
Cool thing about Rumble, you can put the app in the background and still listen to a video, which, not all apps actually do that. Let's get you guys up on the MVP race across the NBA. Chase, it's getting spicy, man. I'm really liking the level of play we're seeing from some of these guys. And by the way, we're going to focus on 5 players. There's a few others like the Luka Doncic's of the world who just won Western Conference Player of the Month that could make a push as well. But what do you think about this race? And let's break down some of these guys.
I'm not factoring in recency bias here. I just think this is one of the best and closest NBA MVP races that we've seen in a little while. By the way, Luka Doncic, month of February, 35 points per game, 41% from 3, and about 45% from the field.
10 rebounds, 8 assists.
So he deserves to be in this conversation as well. And Jason Kidd deserves to be getting some NBA Head Coach of the Year buzz. And if he continues to play like that, Mavs continue to win games, Luka can be among these 5 players. But right now, Joel Embiid is the leader. Nikola Jokic is right behind him at 3-1 odds. Giannis is sneakily having a fantastic year, right on par with his MVP prior seasons. And then Ja Morant, DeMar DeRozan have really climbed up the rankings the last couple of weeks. Last week we were saying they're not getting enough buzz. Now they finally are getting that respect because Ja and DeRozan, you take them away from their respective teams, they're not good basketball teams.
Yeah, DeRozan just won Player of the Month in the East as well. And a quick note on Giannis, by the way. He currently is on pace to have the highest player efficiency rating in NBA history.
It's crazy.
So, and he's not even the favorite right now. That's how good these guys are playing. We'll start with Embiid, the favorite right now. Just keeping this team afloat. And what did we say all years? Stay 500 until the All-Star break? Well, they were like 10, 11 games above. That's how good he was playing. Now you factor in Harden, what he's been able to do in that 2-man game. If Embiid stays healthy, going to be tough for him not to win it.
Yeah, and he's been actually better with James Harden, which can come as a surprise to some people because you're expecting Joel Embiid to maybe get less shot opportunities. He's actually gone to the free throw line more with James Harden, and his points per game is more as well. I think when you talk about Joel Embiid winning the NBA MVP, you think about all of the distractions that happen with the Ben Simmons situation. Ben Simmons is a second-team All-Pro. He's a first-team All-Defender. To not have him all year and for the Sixers at the All-Star break to be as good as they were, really, really impressive in a very good Eastern Conference. What Embiid does offensively, defensively, shooting with his array of moves and skills on the offensive end, he's just been masterful. And last year, he finished runner-up to the Joker in NBA MVP. Right now, he has the edge. Let's hope he can stay healthy.
And the Joker's been on a tear recently as well. He continues to improve as a rebounder specifically. I mean, 14 boards per game this year. He had a stat line recently, Chase, where he had 8 points, but he had like 18 assists and like 16 rebounds or something like that. I mean, sometimes he's like, I don't feel like scoring tonight. I'll just drop 20 dimes on you. For a 7-footer, we've never seen it. There's a reason he won it last year. I thought it was garbage when Nick Wright said it was the worst MVP in the last 35
Historical
years.
Season.
He does things for his size we've literally never seen.
Yeah.
So
that pass the other night, dude?
Oh, my God.
He's
standing like this in the post like the high post on the right wing, and he throws like a two-seam, two-handed pass over a 6'8" guy in the corner. Of course, the three was missed, but it's one of the greatest passes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's elite, and he's right there in the mix, as is Giannis. I just mentioned, Chase, the player efficiency rating, and, I mean, not surprising, right? When you're averaging 30, 11, and 6, your PER is going to be very high.
And it's funny because I think people are overshadowing Giannis somehow because of the other masterful performances that we've seen in the NBA, maybe because he's coming off a season in which the Bucks won the NBA championship and the NBA Finals MVP for Giannis, and people have Giannis fatigue. I'm not sure, but this statistically has been one of the best years of his career. Now, maybe he's not getting that MVP love because the Bucks aren't a 1 or 2 seed in the Eastern Conference right now as of this recording, but Giannis has been absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And look, I think the people are sleeping on the Bucks in general. I mean, they won the freaking title last year, and people aren't even considering them as a potential favorite. Ja Morant, he's kind of NBA Twitter these days, Chase, Instagram, because of the highlight reels. And, you know, I've seen a lot of takes, some saying, you know, we've seen this before. I think Colin Cowherd said, this is Russell Westbrook. Like 5 years from now, we'll just be talking about,
D-Rose.
you know, is he the same guy? I don't view it that way, man. I think Ja Morant, sure, he's got that explosiveness to his game, but I don't see why there's any reason why this guy can't be a MVP type of player and a winning player for a very, very long time. The shot needs to continue to improve, but something he has that a guy like Russ doesn't have is, I think, his leadership and intangibles are off the charts. I think guys gravitate toward him. You saw the other night when he dropped 52, all his teammates are running and jumping to him at the end of that game, like, yo, that was badass, that type of thing. Like, Ja Morant is a leader, Chase. He's a great player. He's also only in year 3. Like, he is a very young player still.
Grind City's been turning up at FedEx Forum.
It's going to be lit in the playoffs.
We've talked about this before, but, like, Ja, for me, is really one of one. He's a combination of 3 players. Kyrie Irving and his finishing ability around the rim. He has a little bit of Derrick Rose in him from an athletic standpoint, and then the same can be said for Russell Westbrook, but I think he's a better shooter than the latter two. Such a bright potential. Does he play with reckless abandon to a certain degree? Yes. Do you worry about him being as springy later on in his career, and can he be as effective? We'll see, but right now, in my opinion, my eyes, he's the most exciting player in the NBA.
Better decision maker than Russell Westbrook.
Yes, no question. Doesn't play that maddening style of basketball.
DeMar DeRozan, I mean, look, if you want to call it boring, if 28 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists on 52%, mostly in the mid-range is boring, and give me boring, because what this guy has done for Chicago this year, Chase, this team wasn't a playoff team a year ago. And they might win the East in the regular season. And by the way, that's with Alex Caruso, Lonzo Ball missing significant time, Patrick Williams being out all year, and Zach LaVine's not 100%. And the Bulls have come out and said he's not going to be 100%. Like, he probably needs a procedure after the season. So DeMar DeRozan is carrying the load in Chicago, and they're probably going to win 55 games out of an 82-game season, and they're going to have a chance in the playoffs. So what he's done for that team, by the way, in his early 30s, I mean, many people thought his best seasons were behind him. I mean, how many articles, Bleacher Report, all these places, worst contract of the offseason?
Well, yeah, $84 million, I think it was, during NBA free agency. That's a lot, but like, he has literally defied the odds. Nobody has had a career season this late in their career than DeMar DeRozan.
Not only was it a good contract, he's outperformed it. That's how good he's been. So it's a fun race. It's exciting. I'm fascinated to see how it all plays out, as I'm sure all of you are as well. Who is the MVP this year? At least right now. This can certainly change as it's that close. Let us know. Chase and I will be reading your comments on this video.